guys, and welcome back to my story his story. In this episode, we get to learn more about Remi's journey with God, and it is absolutely delightful to listen to and watch, so stay tuned.
Somebody was suggesting something, and I had issue with some things, and I just felt like, I want to leave my church. And a lot of people that I tell would say, if it's not giving you peace, leave. But I remembered vividly before I started going to my church that it was the Lord
that brought you there.
that said, it took me, I think, almost 2 months. I didn't go to church at all. I was like, I am not going to that church. I have a church that I want to go to that will make me grow. And that church that I would like so much is so far. Very far. It was not a big church. They rented a shop. But it is an atmosphere I love. I would grow here. And one day I cried. I said, God, must you always tell me what to do? My friends picked everything they want. Must you always say, go here, do this? Can't I just do things I want? I mean, like, where I would grow. And you are insisting that I didn't go to church for like almost 2 months. Like, no, I'd rather not go to church at all than go to this church. So, even to the church I attend, even to everything I am, let me say everything I am, if the Lord is not leading, and that is what it means to give your life to Christ. That's where I want all of us Christians to come into. That is the reason, one of the reasons why Christ died, not just for fire and not going to hellfire and coming to heaven. It is also a relationship, and that was what Adam and Eve lost, and that is where He's bringing us back into. So when you come to church, when you are at home, when you're on the way, when you're on the road, believing that your heart is connected to this being that you gave your life to, and is the one telling you what to do, what to say. That's Christianity. Daily living your life to the obedience of whether it is convenient, whether it's not convenient, whether you are, because it brings us into a relationship, hearing God. It is not a God that brings us close to just come and give us good health, sound mind, give us money, give us husband, give us. He's a God that also brings us to a place where He wants us to be a solution to many, like millions. Christianity is more than what I ever even thought, or what many even think it is. It is more like it is just love. It is just love. It is just this God. He's not bored. He's not dealing with low self-esteem. He's not dealing with high self-esteem. It's just a God that loves and just wants to pour out His heart to you. Remi, this is what I'm doing in your environment. Oh, this is what the devil is doing. Can you do this so that you can prevent it? This is what I want to do in Nigeria this time. Can you stand in gap? This is what I'm doing around. This is what the devil is planning around your church. Can you? If we all can know this and live accurately, no evil will come near us like that. Like we would have prevented it. There was a day they said somebody died, and I was just like, somebody died in our church. It's been long. Nobody knows. Is it that we were sleeping? Is it that because I just started coming to church then? I said, is it that they were sleeping? Is it that I was sleeping? What happened? It's not possible for us not to know that somebody would. It is not. We don't serve a God that would not tell us what. People that are not even really into God knows these things. They can tell you that death is coming. They can tell you that wealth is coming. How much more we children of God, they would not want to do something, or they want to do something, I would not know at all. No, it is not possible. I don't believe we are. So Christianity is more, and I think that's what I want every one of us to come into, because it is more. If you are close and have this relationship with God, I am close, and everybody has. It will prevent a lot of things.
A lot of things, definitely.
A lot of things.
Definitely. There was something you said about, how Christianity is daily submitting to God. Now, parents have this idea of my children be successful, do this. This is like a pathway, if you finish school,
marriage,
exactly,
then
and
work,
then you'll be settled for life.
by
So
20 something, get married and have children.
So how was it now moving from accounting, telling your parents, "Oh, the school you took me to school for, I'm not using it. I'm going to become a tailor." I know I'm not saying you're a tailor. I'm just saying you're a fashion designer. But in their mind, it's just you're sewing clothes.
That's
you're a
another
tailor.
story. That is another huge story.
And then you tell them God told me not to.
I didn't tell them God though. Before I even started having conversation about that God speaks to people,
Yeah.
to my parents, maybe last year or 2 years ago.
Wow.
You can't. It was strange when I told my daddy.
Yeah.
He was like, "Eh?" I said, "Yes, God speaks. God do speak. It is not those afars and imam and pastors that do hear. People do hear God.
Yeah.
Like that is what Christianity." And my dad was like, I was like a strange being. Like you hear God, like God Almighty. So it took me a while before I could. So anything I do, like my waiting, like I marriage now. I'm not married and I'm 37. That one, I would just push them to go and always pray to Jesus. You know, I did Jesus ask him about it. One day, my elder sister said, "Stop saying we should go and pray to Jesus. What is all this? You'll be pushing us to Jesus." Because at one point they were accepting, they were praying years after years. Then one year, my elder sister said, "No, you can't do that to us again. Which one we should be going? We should go and pray to Jesus and all that." So I just used to push them to Jesus. I don't used to tell them God said.
Yeah.
If my dad listens to this, I think this is the first time he will be hearing and knowing that my tailoring was based on God. When after my IT, not only my IT, my boss then that I did my IT with, it was an auditing firm. He suggested I went to go and learn from that woman. That after my IT, you know, I was supposed to wait extra year because I had passed.
Yeah.
So it was like, I should go and learn the fashion. And then I had it in my dad, and I like it. And I like my boss. Then she's just this classy woman, very respectful and calm. I just felt okay, and I can go and learn it too. Then I went to my dad, and I told, before I went to my dad, I went to my boss and asked her how much is the training fee, and she told me. Then I went to my dad, and my dad said, lie, I don't want to go to school again. No, it's not his. He does not even have money for me to train. And I told my mom. My mom gave me one very small money out of the training money. And I went to my boss. I added this very small money to the small money I had, and I gave it to my boss. Very small amount of money. And that was how I trained.
Wow.
I was asking her, I want to give her the rest. She said no. I don't know how the Lord did that, and I know it was God. But I actually learned it for like 2 months straight with her. And my dad was not in support. So because of that, almost every time he would just complain. Well, you better go and find what to do. Go and do jam, go and get all these things that you're learning. I'm not interested and all that. So he was not interested, he was not in support. And then I felt like I was a dullard. So I felt I can't do jam, I won't pass it. That's what I used to tell people then, that I won't pass jam. So anything that you people know I can do, anybody, any suggestion that would escape writing jam, you can introduce it. So that was when a friend of mine then, my boyfriend then, now said, the part-time and all that I can go into part-time and all that in the University of Ado-Ekiti. I said, okay. And I told my dad, the same amount that I asked my dad for training was the same amount that was supposed to get the form for part-time. My dad gave me in the night. I think I told him in the morning and he gave me in the night. I was like, this father does not want me to learn tailoring. So after then I went to school. So after 6 months or 4 months, my first session in school, sorry for saying my first session in school, I came back home. There was strike or something. Okay. So that was when I went back to my Oga, my boss then, to train for extra 1 year. And that time I was not training, I was just cutting clothes. And she was like, did I learn it in school? I said no. Okay, I think that was when I knew that, okay, I think I have a gift in this thing.
Yeah.
Yes. When I finished school, before I got home, I think before I got home was when this one I didn't hear. I just perceived that I was supposed to go into fashion.
Wow.
I didn't hear. It was not an instruction. I just perceived that it is tailoring, it is fashion. And when I got home, I just started. See, my daddy that was not interested. I'm using the whole flat for this fashion, and he just supported me 100%. My mom bought me my first machine, and that was it.
See how God does it.
That was it.
Now, as a believer, okay, let me use an example. I wanted to buy a dress recently, right? Just like a simple black dress, and then I reached out to some vendors, and then he sent me their catalog, and all the dresses I was seeing, if it's not here is open, or here is open, or the back is open, I'm just like, guy, it's just a normal dress I'm looking for. I'm not looking for crop top, I'm not looking for mini skirt. So how is it now that the fashion world is just filled with more nudity than actual fabric? How is it? How do you balance being a believer and still taking charge of that field?
That question, babes. It's a conversation I've had with my students, my co-fashion designers, fashion designers. And I also realized that all of us has been there. When I started, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to open boobs, I don't do that. But there was a time that there was this pressure, and it looks like if you don't do that, you will not succeed.
Yes. You're old school, you're for old people.
You have money.
You're mommy Geo people.
You have money. Yeah. You have few monies, but you won't really have the real money. You won't be successful.
You won't be like all those.
And it looks like that. Sincerely, this question, I still have it with myself and God, and I prayed about it, I think 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Because so I stopped doing and I started sewing clothes that opens. So if you come and say you want to open your blouse, I'll do it and all that. Then one day, I have a model. She's like a sister, and she has modeled for me. Then the next clothes I asked her to model, she was just like, when did I start sewing clothes like this? That question eats me. Because I feel if it's not very short, if it's not very open, you won't be successful.
Yeah.
I've actually not seen any very popular and successful people without exposing things sincerely. And it is still a question and prayer that I'm still praying to God. If I say I've known it and how to go about it, I haven't sincerely. Because it actually looks like, then when I and my friend had this conversation, and she was like, and we were like, the people that are successful in this industry, they do this opening and they still claim they are Christians. Some even still have probably a worship session.
I know the person you're talking about.
and she's successful, babes. She's successful. Is she not?
Very successful. I was surprised when I saw her worship session.
And I was like, I have to ask God, are we doing the right thing? Are we not overdoing this Christianity? God, are we not overdoing this? Are we not going to be poor? Are we not going to be very poor? Or we should just be managing the money we get and just look for another place? Or should we just find a middle ground, God? It's a conversation with God, because should we find a middle ground? Like, should we sew naked? Then when we are popular, then we'll stop and return back to you. Because
I mean, the goal is to bring people to Christ, but we don't have the platform yet, so let's just start naked. Get their attention.
When we get there, because that's how it looks. Sincerely. Then you see them say, I went to church today, come to church. And I'm actually confused. That question, I don't have answer to it.
But
I don't have
what
answer
keeps
to
you
it.
right now from compromising?
It's actually the fear and the relationship I have with God. Because that time that I wanted to compromise, I was not making money. Nobody is buying the clothes.
Because then it gets to the point where people know you for a certain style, and then all of a sudden it's like,
Nobody is buying the clothes. And then I dashed it out later on. And I was like, okay, just give God, just help me, just give me idea. Let me know what I should sell, how to sell. It's gonna inspire me, help me, if you would want me to, because this nudity is also is it relative now? It's relative. Some churches, if your this is
she put me on blast. I'm wearing ripped jeans, but continue.
this is not godly.
Yeah.
This is
not
short.
godly.
This is not godly. But
some other churches.
Or some other churches,
you
it
come
is.
As you are,
I can go like this. I can actually go like this, and I will still worship God in truth and in spirit.
Yeah.
But also, like my pastor's wife would say, Pastor Fuke Adeboye would say, let your moderation be made known to all men. There is a thin line between being loving money and loving money, worshipping money, and actually allowing money to work for you. There is a very thin line between that. Very thin line. So, and for God by himself, Jesus was saying, to master. Even him said, money is a master.
It is.
Christ is a master. You have to choose. Which one? Which of the master you want to obey?
It's kind of like a discussion I had. I was telling myself, I'm like, okay, I can't say that I am different from the unbeliever, and we're both chasing the same thing. We want to go on luxury trips, we want to have vacation, we want to have plenty of money in our account. Okay, then what separates you from the unbeliever? Them. You guys are all doing the same thing. Wearing naked, I'll be half naked clothes, you're doing the same thing. Going to party. Okay, like now for my industry, right, in the media, it's very easy to compromise yourself, because they'll be like, no, okay, the top paying events are maybe concerts. And what am I looking for? A concert? I don't listen to the artists. They'll be smoking and drinking, they'll be dancing. So what am I doing there? So do I just shut myself away and do not say I'm not a media person anymore? Because, or you come and say you're not a fashion designer because everybody's being media. So it's about, like you said, God has to
I don't have answers to it totally. I don't. Because sometimes, like a media person that you said, and you don't listen to them actually. But sometimes you have to be there.
You have to be. There was a shoot I had for a commercial, and then all of a sudden they were trying to do like a celebration after the shoot, like, okay, we're wrapped up, we're done. And they brought bottles of alcohol and shots. Everybody was doing shots. I'm like, no, sorry, thank you. I'm okay.
Do you know I was shocked the day you said you don't listen to worldly songs, secular songs? I was like, I don't too. But yours is strange because there is a look you have. This look that you have doesn't align. Like, you don't at all. I said, okay, what song should I play for you? You were like, no, I don't know any of it.
I mean, obviously, I would hear if you're passing.
Yes, it's normal.
But if you tell me this is so and so, I think there was my dad went out with some of his family members, and there was this popular artist there, and they all took a picture. Well, not my dad, but like the people and the grandkids, they all took a picture with the artist. And I was like, I don't know who this person is. It was after they now said it's Buju or something. I don't know what he looks like. If you show me a picture of, like, if you just play one of the popular songs, I don't know who sang it. It's not my business.
And I used to love, you know, I was not a Christian, so I loved songs. I've listened to songs before I gave my life to Christ. But this is it. I'm sorry for diverting it.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay.
And when I heard Brother Dunsi Oyeko say it, I knew, okay, I'm on the right track. That's always been in my mind. You can be, because we are spiritual beings, and this is what Christians need to understand. Because we are spiritual beings, even while we are sleeping, there's a lot going on in our spirit man.
Yeah.
Your spirit man can also be praying without you even knowing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But if your spirit man, if it's contaminated by, because there are times that you wake up with this worldly song.
I woke up this morning with a song from TikTok, or is it Instagram or something, and I'm just like, what is this? I put my phone on. I just started playing worship music. I'm like, what is this?
And there's sometimes that I used to fall in love with some songs. There was one song that I didn't even need to sleep and hear it from my sleep. I just told God, you have to deal with this song because my soul loves this song so much. Even the dance. It was Two-Face that sang that. I loved that song. There's one song also now that I have to tell myself, Remi. I don't know the song, I don't know the lyrics,
but just the
Instagram. my soul just got attached to I don't know how I can say the sound,
but then that's when you realize as a believer, everything. I mean, you always know everything is spiritual.
It is.
Even the tiny, you be like, they're not cursing, they are not. It is the sound itself.
Because now, if that song was the one that woke me up, and I was supposed to intercede for somebody that would die in the morning, and I accepted that song and I started playing it all through the day, I would forget the person that was supposed to intercede for. And when the person dies, I will now be crying. Then what is the solution after death? Is there a solution? Like, Christianity is more. We would not know everything. It's certain. But this little that we know,
is to guard it and work through it diligently.
Diligently. So there is more to Christianity, and that's the beauty about Christianity. I wish all of us can all come into it. All. I want to come into more than what I have now.
Yeah.
Because it is beautiful. And when I preach the gospel, when I say it out, I used to tell people, it is not just about I was once a Muslim, then I now turned. I was once a Buddhist, then I turned and I gave my life. You are not changing religion. You are coming to this God that is Father. Everybody knows as a Lord and a servant, that has a Lord and a servant relationship with. He's bringing you into a father and a son relationship. Like the relationship that you don't even have with your father. More than that. That was a day the Lord woke me up and said, he wants to tell me something about what was going to come. And that is relationship with God. That is. And I was like, no, I want to sleep. No, I'm tired, I want to sleep. I lost that relationship and now I'm finding my feet back because this is where I find my joy. Thank God I lost it, I wouldn't have known. There is nothing that gives me joy than having this conversation and relationship with God where it can tell me what is going to happen in the next 5 years in the world and how to prevent it. Where he can tell me this is what is going to happen to your parents. This is what is. He can tell me that somebody is laboring. And I just perceive the persons in my mind and I just start praying. If all of us stay in our place, because we all have calling. All of us. Stay in your place of calling. Do see as a brother, do see as his calling. But I'm calling popular names. Brother Ernest Paul has his calling. Brother, everybody have their call and they're staying in their callings. There will be much light than darkness.
Every joint supplying, doing what you're doing so the body is fully functional.
There will be. You don't need to be it is not pastor. I'm not a pastor. It is not being a pastor. Do you understand? It is not being a pastor. It is not having the privilege to hold a mic to preach. I don't even like to hold a mic until when I knew that I think I was going to go into ministry. I want to be eating and be doing what the Lord would have me do. There is joy in it, and that is one of the reasons why we were saved. That's one of the reasons why we were saved.
So much, honestly. Thank you. This has been enlightful. It's a lot to digest, and I really hope that you guys are equally blessed by it. If you could tell yourself, your younger self, something that you've learned now in your journey with God so far, something that she can hold on to, what would it be?
It will be that if you have understood what it means to have a relationship with God, hearing Him, obeying Him when He speaks, worshiping Him from your heart, hold on tight to it. Never let it go. If you miss it for if you miss all this that I said for like 6 months, I pray you can learn from my mistake, because I made mistakes. For like 2 years I was out of that. So you don't need to go through that too.
Yeah.
Hold on to that word. You see that voice that is speaking to you. That voice is what they call relationship also.
Yeah.
That time that you do worship God and open your heart to Him, don't ever let it go.
Yeah.
Don't let anything
Take it from
take
you.
it. Don't let wealth. Don't let marriage. Don't let anything. Well, that is the most beautiful thing that can happen to any human being on earth. Don't lose it for anything. Don't lose it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This has been. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It is a privilege.
Okay, could you just look in the camera and let us know in case you want to follow you on social media or check out your clothes,
Okay, so my name is Remi Shomo, creative director of House of Estera Apparel. So you can follow me on Instagram, House of Estera at House of Estera. Or also you can follow me on Instagram also, House of Estera Ready to Wear, RTW. Then you can also follow me on Diary of a Waiting Lady.
Okay.
Yes. I go there not often. You can learn about waiting there. Okay. Then also you can follow me on this YouTube, House of Estera Apparel. Then Facebook too. You can follow me.
Don't worry, we'll put everything down in all the other videos.
Thank
you so much
for making me do this.
Thank you for sharing your salvation story with us. And I really, personally listening to you, I've been blessed, honestly. And I really do hope that you guys are blessed as well. We'll be back for the next episode. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. If you want to share your salvation story, reach out to us in the comment section or on my Instagram at RoseFromB, and I will get back to you. Have a wonderful day and God bless.
Amen.